Don't get so upset. It's not the end of the world. We also have to go outside. Yeah, guys, happy to be back. Thank God we got more people this week. By the way, everybody that shows up, please do not forget to fill out the raffle ticket. Just put your name on it. And then by the end of the semester, hopefully you're going to win either a PlayStation 5 or a 40-inch or 50-inch TV, depends what I get, and $100 gift card. We keep our promises. Yeah, we got to do that. Anyways, I just want to share a 2-minute thing with you guys. Tomorrow we're going to read the 10 Commandments in the synagogue. If you go there, and there's a very interesting thing. By the way, we encourage everybody to go to the 10 Commandments to hear it, because all the Jews were under Mount Sinai, from the youngest child to the oldest person. It says even people that were not born, their souls were at Mount Sinai hearing the 10 Commandments. So if you guys can make it to any synagogue tomorrow, would be fantastic. Just one of the things that I wanted to share, guys, God that didn't want to give the Torah just like that. When you want to give a valuable thing, you want to have a guarantor that thing will be kept. If you have, let's say, priceless diamond, you want to give it to somebody to keep, you're going to make sure this person will keep it, doesn't just trash it. So God was looking for guarantors too. Now, who were the guarantors? So Jews had to come with a guarantee that the Torah will be kept. Well, so they had a hard time finding a guarantor. Guess who they offered first that the Torah is going to be continued and learned? All right? Who do you consider responsible? What? The Egyptians? The Jews can't make the Egyptians responsible. No. You guys make your parents responsible, right? That's the way it is. So they said, no, our parents will study. They're going to be the ones in charge. So God didn't accept it. You don't want a bunch of, retired people sitting and learning, and then the youth is not part of it. So they said, you know what? We're going to choose our rabbis, our scholars to study it. So, I was talking to Ariel this beginning of the week, how many percentage of Jews are rabbis? He said 0.5%. Honestly, I don't know how much, but they're going to take his word for it. So if you're going to have from entire Jewish nation 0.5% or maybe 1% learning it, that did not convince God either. Until the Jews said, our children will be our guarantors. We make sure that we're going to teach the Torah to our kids. That definitely guarantees that it goes to the next generation. And that's what actually our parents have done. Anything that we know about Judaism is because our parents have given it to us. And then our grandparents gave it to our parents all the way back to Mount Sinai. So I just wanted to know that you guys are the future of the Jewish nation. You're the guarantors. You're the future of us. And then God willing, when you guys have enough of it, when you get married, you never have enough. But if you have, when we get a lot of it, you have your children and you give it to the next generation until the coming of Mashiach. We'll have proud Jewish kids made in America, going to Israel to live there all together. Thank you for listening. Please do not forget that tomorrow we're going to have kebab and gondi in the synagogue. I think we did send it on the WhatsApp. And it's going to send reminders. Please, guys, at 12:15, please come to the synagogue. We enjoy it. And hopefully we'll have it more often happening. Also, if you guys did not get the raffle tickets, please get one and write your names on it. So you'll win something. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Okay, so obviously you guys now know. I was going to ask if you guys know what big story happened in this week's Torah portion. You guys already know that it's the 10 Commandments. Sorry, I ruined it. So, well, in some schools, ask this question, they don't actually have the answer. Let me ask you, does anyone know what the first commandment in the 10 Commandments is? Okay. Right, that there's only one God, exactly. Sadel got it right. That is that. So basically the 10 Commandments was the very first time that God came into this world, because until then, basically the heavens and the earth were completely separate. The people were down below, and all the heavenly powers, obviously God and his angels, etc., were up in the heavens. And they said from now on, they're going to come together. And basically, until then, people thought that basically God left, created the world, and then he left it to human beings to kind of run it. And then as a result of that, people started believing that other
other things like the sun, the moon. They started worshiping that. They thought those were the gods. They believed in statues, etc. Some people even believe that they were like almost gods, like the Pharaoh himself, because you saw he battled God, thinking he could beat him until God hit him with 10 plagues and destroyed his whole country. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about, if you guys know that the 10 Commandments couldn't have been given without one person joining the Jewish people. Do you guys know who that is? There was one person that without him, according to Kabbalah, according to the Zohar, God was not going to give the 10 Commandments. It was not going to give the Torah, the guidebook for living life to humanity. Who? Moshe? No, he was already there. No, he was already part of the group. Talking about someone that was not with them, who was not really with them in Egypt. Someone completely out of the picture that was supposed to join them. Without him, it wasn't going to happen. Yeah? Exactly. So Yitro is the father-in-law of Moshe. And he was someone who was like an expert in all kinds of religions. He tried every religion. He was a seeker of truth. He tried to find who is God. So he tried out every religion out there. And then when he came and he spoke, when basically what happened is that Moshe went back to Egypt. He left his family behind because he didn't want them to be subjected to the slavery and all the craziness that was happening there. And he left them with his father-in-law. So then his father-in-law joined him. And then he heard about all these amazing miracles, the splitting of the sea, the wars with Amalek. I don't know if you know about this. There's a nation that was trying to attack the Jews, and all of these other things. And as a result of that, he said, "Now I know that God is the greatest of them all." And once he proclaimed that, he converted and he joined the Jewish people. And in that moment, it basically showed that everybody that basically the whole objective of God's Torah is that it reaches every human being wherever they are, to the very lowest of the lowest to the highest, that everybody has a piece of it. Now I have a question. Do you guys know where the Torah was given? Where was it? Where did this happen? This is an easy question. Yeah? Okay, where is Mount Sinai? Where do you think it was? Was it by the ocean? Where was it? What was it surrounded by? No. It was a desert, exactly. Why do you think that God would want to do this incredible event in the desert where there's nobody there, completely desolate? Why not like in New York City or Las Vegas or LA, where everybody could take out their phones and everybody would know about it? Why in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, just for a bunch of people, that are just walking in the desert? Why do you think that would be? So, yeah.
So where do people who cared who wanted to see it again?
Okay. But how would anyone else hear about it? Nobody else could hear about it, especially those times. There was no way to communicate.
Also, pretty much get up and leave without seeing it. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what is religion. Believing even if you don't see it in your own eyes.
Okay. Actually, the people that were there, they were able to see. They were able to hear God. Never before they heard him. In fact, when they heard him, they say that their souls couldn't handle it, that their souls left their bodies, and God made a miracle and let them have their souls back. So anyway, since we don't have so much time, the whole idea is this, is that the desert is not owned by anyone. It's ownerless. That means everybody has an ability to access the Torah. It doesn't belong to any one person. It belongs to everyone. Everyone can have a piece of God. Everyone has a piece of God within them. And that's the reason. Also, do you know how tall was Mount Sinai? Huh?
I'm not sure.
It was not even a tall mountain. I mean, why didn't he do it in Mount Everest, the tallest mountain? What? I don't know if it was 10 amos, but it was actually what happens is that all these mountains were fighting. I want to have God's throne come down to this world and give the Torah And this to Mount Sinai was the only one that just like kept to themselves. Who am I? I'm just a lowly little mountain. And God said that this is the most fitting place for me to give the Torah, because only with humility, by throwing away your ego, by removing your intellect, and using your soul power, can you really come close to God. It's not with your natural senses. So, and certainly not if you think you're incredible. God doesn't want to be around someone who's full of themselves. You have to like have humility. Another thing that they did is, it says that they washed their clothes before this incredible event. They all washed their clothes. So another thing about it is that they all washed their spiritual clothes. What's your spiritual clothes? It's your thought, your speech, and action. So in order to basically have a relationship with God, you have to change the way you think, you have to change the way you talk, and you have to change your actions, because you can't. You don't look like you really believe in God. Tell me, you're a Jew, right? Tell me, what are the 10